Hi guys, I'm Dr. Nilanjana. I'm a MBBS graduate from Assam. I have been preparing for the postgrad entrance examination for almost 2 years now, and I have secured an All India rank of 534 in the recently conducted inicet, that is for the January 2022 session, which was held in the month of November. I know it is not a very great rank, but for me, it is beyond something which I could have imagined, because just in 2 months before NICET, that is in the NEET PG examination, I secured a rank of an All India rank of 11,768. So yes, I improved from a 5-digit rank to a 3-digit rank in a span of 2 months. So today in this video, I am going to share my preparation strategy on how I prepared and what are the mistakes that I had committed while I was preparing for NEET PG, and how I rectified those mistakes while preparing for NICT in the short span of 2 months. So I'm just going to give a brief idea about my preparation, so that you can also plan. You can, because without planning you won't be it won't be of any use. Like, if you go on studying without even planning, without even knowing what you are going to do next, it won't be of any use. So you have to prepare. Before starting your preparation, or if you have already started your preparation, you need to plan things, so that it becomes easier, to execute it. This is I'm just going to give a brief idea, and later maybe if this video becomes helpful, then I can go on about making a specific giving details about the specific things which I'm going to talk about right now. So I hope you watch this video till the end. Okay, so the first important thing which you need to do is that you have to make your own schedule. Now, this is particularly important because if you are not having a schedule of your own, then you won't be, knowing that which subject you need to finish, which how much time you have to finish this subject you need for finishing this subject, and it will be like you are studying in vain. Like, you are studying, you are not knowing when to finish this particular subject. So I'm sure you must have watched a lot of videos on YouTube where toppers, even faculties of some coaching institutes, they also share their schedule. Like, they help you sharing their own schedule. So what I personally did was, I watched a few of those videos, and just to get an idea, and then I prepared my own schedule. You have to do it because it can not it obviously schedule will vary from person to person. Like, for me, if I take like, my weak subject was anatomy, so if I take 5 days for finishing studying anatomy, you may take a shorter duration of time because it can be your strong subject. So in that way, you have to plan according to your own weak and strong subjects which you will need. So obviously, if you are following someone else's schedule, you will not know. Like, you will not he may take a like short duration of time to finish your weak subject, but you need more time in that subject. So you have to make it on your own. That you obviously, you can take idea from others, but you have to make your own schedule. That's the first important thing. Then comes the second important thing, which is you have to prepare a timetable. Now, it is important in the sense that if you have a timetable, then you will know when you can take breaks. You can reward yourself with breaks in between. That, yes, I have to finish this, I have to study from this time period to this time period, then I can take a break. I what I used to do was, I used to follow a 90 no sorry 50-10 Pomodoro method. Now, I will give details about that thing if you need that later. I'm sure you guys will know what a Pomodoro method is. So I used to follow, most of the time I used to follow 50-10 Pomodoro, and also I had a timetable of my own where I knew that when I have to, like, I will take a nap at this period of time in this during this part of the day, and stuff like that. So you have to do that on your own, because obviously you have your own sleep wake cycle. So according to that, you have to plan your timetable. So that is the second thing. Now, the third thing which is important is that for one subject you need to follow one source. Like, this is something where I'm going to stress upon, because what I did, this was one of the mistakes which I had committed while I was preparing for NEET PG. What I did was, for some long subjects like patho, then medicine, I followed multiple sources, because I was confused. If I was confused, I didn't know where to. When I somewhere I felt that, okay, this is better, maybe this is better. I was constantly moving from one source to another source, and I did not stick to just one source. And maybe that is a mistake which I did. I realized later. So yes, that is one thing we should not do. You have to keep one source for a subject. Obviously, I'm not saying that you have to follow one platform for all the subjects. That is obviously don't want to do, because everybody has, like, this subject is, you find better, you find the subject better in this platform. You may find some other subject, like another subject better in some other platform. That is obviously upon your wish. But just what I'm saying is that you have to follow one subject you have to follow one source for one subject, so that while you are revising also, it becomes easier, because you don't have to go on with different books or different notes and stuff. You just keep one note, you follow that, you revise that. All right. So the next important thing is that you have to solve MCQs. You have to solve minimum 100 MCQs per day. So what I did was I divided 50-50. Like I used to solve 50 MCQs in the daytime and 50 MCQs in the night time. So you can do that according to your wish. Like, but you have to make sure that you do at least practice at least 100 MCQs, because it will help your MCQ solving skill, which will obviously every day if you go on with solving MCQs, then it will build your confidence. It will like whatever you're studying, you will gain confidence that okay, I'm in the right path. Then what I used to do is that what subject I used to study, I used to make custom modules of those subjects. I used to select some particular topics, or maybe someday I used to just select the overall subject, and in the later part of my preparation I used to select a few subjects, and I used to do such like accordingly I used to solve the MCQs. So it is very important. So yes, obviously there were days in my life when I could not solve 100, like I could not stick to solving 100 MCQs every day, but I made sure that I at least made up for that. Like someday I used to even go on solving 150 MCQs. So you have to solve MCQ, but what I would recommend is you have to solve at least 100 MCQs a day. And obviously there are custom modules in almost all the platforms. So I will recommend to use the custom module thing, because when you are in the revision part of your preparation, then solving question banks can get a bit monotonous, and also you may also it becomes also a later topic oriented, which is at that time it is not much helpful. So you can better go on with custom modules. Next which comes is that the most important thing, I would say the most important thing, is solving GTs. You have to solve one GT in a week. Like per week you have to solve one GT, and you have to review the same this GT on the same day. You have to keep one day of your week for GT. That would be your GT day. Like Sunday, for Sunday you keep your GT day. I mean, not just Sunday, you can keep any day. I'm just saying that yes, you have to keep one day as your GT day, and because you have to give that day GT in the morning, and then you have to review it in the later part of the day. This is one of the important, I think the most important mistake that I had committed while I was preparing for NEET. I did not solve enough of MCQs in the initial part of I would say in the initial part of preparation. I think most of us would be aversive to solving solving GTs, because you are not well acquainted to all the subjects, so you are just MCQs. Some questions are totally alien to you, so you don't feel like solving the MCQs. The GTs. So, but what I would say is that from the very beginning only you should start solving GTs, because that would give you an orientation. Because if you go on studying blindly, you will not know that if you are revising one subject. You are revising some topic. Until and unless you give a GT, you will not know what sort of questions can be asked from that topic. And also they are not topic oriented. Obviously GTs are not topic oriented, or they are not subject oriented. They're overall, they're giving you questions. So it helps you to drive your you can drive your mind to that particular, like the things which you have studied. So it will work in that way. And also you will remember what things you can recall. It will help you recall whatever you have studied. So this is one thing which I did not do in the initial phase. I was very, like, I used to solve, I think 2 to 3 months I used to give one GTs, and in the later part of preparation also I used to give around 10-15 days I used to give one GT, which was obviously not enough. In the beginning phase, obviously you can go on with giving one GT per month, but in the later part, that is in the last 2 to 3 months of your preparation, like now for NEET 2022, you have 2 to 3 months, 3 months, right? So you have to give one GT a week per week. That is what is recommended for those, also for those who are revising. All right. Okay. And also you have to review the wrong answers thoroughly. Like if you're especially the wrong answers, you have to go through those topics again. You have to revise those topics. That is why you have to keep one entire day for the GT. And trust me, it won't be a waste of time at all. This is what I did when I was preparing for inicet. I remember I took a course, like I took a series of mock test series from a particular platform and coaching platform, and then I solved those. They gave one GT per week, so one mock test per week, and I made sure to solve all of them and also reviewed them thoroughly. So that is what I guess helped. Okay, so the next thing is that you have to solve previous year questions of at least 5 years. I think I did 4 years of both NEET and AIMS, but it is recommended to do 5 years, and this is because AIMS and even AIMS and me, they both have this tendency of repeating their questions. If not direct repeats, they at least repeat a lot of their topics which they have given in the previous years. So I think so it would be very useful if you solve, even if you are targeting for NEET, you should even solve the previous year questions of AIMS, because NB, they have they take MCQs from AIMS, so it would be the best if you solve both AIMS and NEET at least 5 years. Next thing which is important is that you have to revise your own notes. Now I was practically I was not a fan of photocopy notes, because there is something called visual memory, which is obviously better when you are studying with your own notes, because you will know that where like exactly where you have written this topic, where you have written. I remember while I was giving my exam, this visual memory worked a lot for me. Like I used to recall that okay, this thing I have written in this part of this page of this copy, and that helps. That is, I think, the most important thing of revising from your own notes. And you have to revise your week topics. Like what you can do is that you can make a separate list of your week topics, and you can give a particular chunk of your day to those reading those topics again and again. So that would be very useful, I would say. Then the next thing is about the 20th book. I think most of you will know what 20th book is. For those who do not know, the 20th book is the like we have 19 subjects or notebooks of 19 subjects. So the 20th book is the last book which you have. The 20th book consists of all the tables, the important data, the stagings, the classifications, and developmental milestones. Everything you have to keep keep a book for those particular thing. You have to write it separately, and so that it becomes very handy for you to revise in the last few days. And also, and obviously, it's not like you have to revise that only in the last few days. What I did was you have to what I did was I used to read that book for at least 30 minutes to 45 minutes every day before going to bed. That is important because what will happen if you keep that book, like if you write those things and if you keep that book, like okay, I will study in the last few days before exam, that would not help obviously, because you will be like you will obviously forget. So you have to see that book again, you have to read that book every day, so that in the last few days it will be very easy for you. So that is one thing which is important. Now the last but not the least important thing is that you have to get sleep. You have to at least sleep 7 hours a day. This is important because if you do not get proper sleep, you will not be able to retain whatever, however much you study, you will not be able to retain if you don't get proper amount of sleep. Optimum amount of sleep is very important for your recall, for retaining memory. That is one important thing. So I think even if you have read that thing in psychiatry also. So what I would say is that you have to at least sleep for 7 hours. And this is, I think this is one mistake which I did while I was preparing for NEET, that I in the last few days I was very anxious. I could not finish whatever my targets. I was setting targets, and so I compromised with my sleep. That should not be done. You should never compromise with your sleep. You have to sleep for at least 7 hours a day. That is recommended. So that is all for this video. If this video reaches a good amount of audience, then I will make separate videos for for the specific thing that I have talked about, like schedule, timetable. I can make separate videos for those things. So if you have come across this video and if you have found this video useful, then make sure you hit the like button, and you can share with your friends also. And also, if you want to watch more videos from me, then you can subscribe to my channel, and I will come up with more videos. Till then, wish you all the luck for your preparation, and have a good day. Bye bye.